Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir. I am a CICC licensed immigration consultant and I talk about everything to do with Canadian immigration. Express entry, my favorite subject, your favorite topic. We all talk about it all again and again and again. The implementation of NOx will happen on the 16th of November. But once they do, the system on the back end will then become, they will once activate that system and the NOx systems will change. And on that particular day, on 16th of November onwards, if you have received your ITA by the 16th of November, before the 16th of November, you will continue with your application the way it is. There is no, if you have not received your invitation by the 16th of November, you're still in the express entry pool. So once IRCC initiates these NOx system, then you will have to go back into the express entry pool and you will have to change your NOC code. Now, when you will change your NOC code, and by that time, I'm hoping you would have already checked your NOC codes. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar or not. Okay, so this is what typically you should get if you were to search. Now, here, version. This version, as you see, NOC 2016 version 1.3 is what you're saying. This is a drop-down menu. You should be able to choose NOC 2021 here. And here in the job title, if you were to put software, or just put software, okay, just for the sake of it, it should be able to throw up all the new NOCs that are related to software. And earlier, software engineers and designers would be under NOC 2173. Now that is NOC 21231. So you should know your NOC code, and if you're already aware with your familiar with your NOC code, you would then be able to go ahead and make changes. Of course, do make sure that your job description still matches the NOC code. There have been changes to several NOC codes. For example, let me give you an example of this one. For example, there is this information system specialists. This was earlier under NOC 2171. Okay. Now you have information system specialists which have become different, and this is now gone under 21222. Okay. And again, now they have more description to their NOC code. So please, when you're checking your NOC code, especially people who were earlier in a NOC code where there were groups of different NOC codes there, make sure you choose your correct NOC code. And when you choose your correct NOC code, you would then be able to update it in your express entry profile. So you can then have your express entry profile valid for the following drop. Also, what is going to happen, and this is what people should know when they're making changes to their express entry profile, you will need to make changes in two areas, not just one, not just your work history. Let me see if I can bring up some profile. So that's my son's profile. Show you is when you go into the profile, you will go into the work history. That's where you need to make the changes. You will probably go straight to the work history and you will make the changes. So you will be clicking over here. Over here, obviously, you cannot make the changes because he's already received the ITA. In your case, if you haven't received the ITA, you should be able to see a modify button there. And you should be able to change the NOC code. So if you were to click on the modify button, ideally, you should be able to change the NOC code. But if you only change this NOC code, your profile will become ineligible. And why is that? Because you also need to change the primary NOC code here. This also needs to be changed. Please do not make that mistake, because then not only will your profile become ineligible and you will have to create your profile again, you will also lose the priority of your date of creation. And therefore, if you're expecting draws in the following week or following draw, then you would lose your place in that creation date. So that is very, very important. Hence, please make sure when you're making those changes to your NOC code, make sure your primary NOC code is also updated, because if you do not update your primary NOC code, you simply, in your rush of wanting to change your work history, simply just go here, make the changes, and then you will just save and exit, and you will move and you will click and you will submit. Your profile is going to become ineligible. So you have to be very, very careful. A lot of times people make this mistake. Now also, when people make changes to their express entry profile, when they're changing their NOC code, what they do is they will change the NOC code of their work history, but they will not change the NOC code, corresponding NOC code in the primary occupation, which might be relevant to that, and the profile becomes ineligible. So this is something which you all have to be aware of, be careful with, because I am absolutely sure a lot of people will make that mistake, and that's where it will happen. If you are in the area on the 19th of November, Saturday between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., that is the address, 201 Office Suite, 2950 Kiel Street, North York, then by all means do drop in for a cup of coffee, for a chat. We'll be happy to talk to you. My entire team will be here, and we will also be able to discuss if there was something that you wanted to get some help with. So you're more than welcome to come through. If you still haven't subscribed to our channel, I really do not know what you're waiting for. Get that button pressed right now. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.